We begin at Korea's Constitutional Court, where the legal representatives of President Park Geun-hye and the National Assembly Impeachment Committee have given their closing arguments. Despite not showing up in person, President Park strongly denied the reasons behind her impeachment motion in a written statement, saying she has never sought to make personal gains. The parliamentary side said her violations of the Constitution and laws were heavy and spread out. The 8 justices are now deliberating on the verdict, which should be announced in mid-March. Ji-yeon starts us off.
In its closing argument, the National Assembly's impeachment committee said President Park has lost the nation's trust and the impeachment motion should be upheld, while the president's lawyers have denied all the accusations laid out in the impeachment motion. The parliamentary team argued the president's unlawful acts allowing her longtime confidant Choi Soon-sil to access classified documents amounted to an impeachable offense, claiming her actions resulted in aiding a private citizen for personal gain. The president's lawyers countered, however, the president in fact supported appropriate causes to promote the nation's culture and sports sector and argued she had no intention of violating the law and was unaware that an unlawful act was committed, if there even was one, which they say is an important consideration in this trial. So even if Choi had committed criminal acts, the lawyers claim the president should not be at fault for Choi's actions. The president's lawyers also said there's an issue with the Constitutional Court having just 8 justices instead of the usual 9. They also said the court should not make a decision based on popular opinion or set up a deadline, which they say could result in a hasty trial that could overlook crucial evidence.
We did not have enough time to sufficiently prove our case since many witnesses failed to shut up to testify. This on top of the court's deadline to end the trial before Justice Lee-Jung-mi's term ends.
We have reiterated that the president has abused her authority for the benefit of a private citizen who used it for her own gain. The impeachment issue transcends political difference. It's a matter of rectifying faults.
The verdict could come as soon as March 13th, which is when interim Chief Justice Lee Jung-mi's term ends. Once the verdict is reached, the ruling is final and cannot be reversed, unless a serious error is discovered or fresh evidence comes to light indicating that the defendant is not guilty. If the court decides to uphold the impeachment motion, Korea is required to hold a presidential election within 60 days. If President Park is reinstated, Koreans will head to the polls in December as scheduled. Ji-yeon, Arirang News.